Death leaves a heartache no one can heal, but love leaves a memory no one can steal. Abiola may have died, his memory no one can distort. But however, I will tell you those living don't die for Nigeria. The book by a former military ruler of Nigeria, General Ibrahim Babangida, once nicknamed the Evil Genius, has no doubt been the most mentioned name in cyberspace in Nigeria in the last couple of days. Why some call the book titled A Journey in Service a pack of half-truth and in some cases outright lies, some are happy though that IBB said the January 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. So it depends on how you want to look at it. Anyway, no matter what you look or what you say, IBB will say, well, this is my own account of my perspective. If you don't like it, go and write your own. After all, the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, all accounts of Gospel of Christ are slightly different, even though they all wrote about the same thing. So it depends on perspective. But however, for me, the only takeaway, in all of this, what IBB has taught me is that in Nigeria political system, there are no messiah. While you might be arrested and jailed for writing a book to criticize the destruction of our public institutions, you don't even need to write a book. Just destroy the public institutions, wait for a few years, then write a book. Boom! The subsequent beneficiary of your destruction will gather to celebrate you and splash billions on you, even launch a library in your honor. At least now we know how some people who once told us that hard work is the only way to success in Nigeria, we now know how they make their money, how they became stupendously rich from our common patrimony. Imagine those who once organized youth to protest the annulment of June 12, 1993 election and Moshood Abiola's incarceration years back are the ones donating money and singing the praises of the same man who annulled the election today. And people are asking what has changed. My brother, nothing changed. They all have had this thing in common. It only becomes visible when they assume power. So now they look too far. Don't even bother. So what's the difference really between the 1993 general election that was annulled and all the elections we have had since 1999? How is an annulling election different from rigging election? That's why I tell you they are all the same. They are not different. The only difference is that in an annulment, someone who didn't contest took the position of leadership. While in an election rigging, someone who didn't win, is sworn in. So either way, somebody who either didn't participate or didn't win become the leader. Now you know why those who clamor for the immortalization of Abiola are the same people eulogizing IBB today because opportunity don't show face. So some people, even when they complain today, about the IBB and the system, might, even have flooded the venue if they were given opportunity to attend the event. So my friend, in the ladder of success, or in the ladder to success in Nigeria, there are no messiah. Everybody just do your own thing. But I want to ask, if we needed to wait for 32 years for IBB to tell us what we already knew anyway, 32 minutes after the last ballot was cast, that Abiola won the 1993 election, then we might have as well spit on the grave of Chief MK Abiola, Chief Gani Fahimi, Dr. Bekora Somkuti, and mock the likes of Chinua Achebe, Professor Wole Soyinka, who were exiled from this country over all of these issues. And even the student union leaders like Olusegun Mayegun, Ogaga Ifowodo, and co. I don't even want to go to the case of people like Delegiwa. All those ones are different matter for another day. Today, the country is in a mess. People are living in droves as life is becoming increasingly miserable and unbearable for many. Yet, no matter how we criticize our past leaders, once they die or they launch book, they are eulogized as the best thing to have happened to this country. Remember, we were told that Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, and Nnamdi Azikiwe were all great leaders. We were also told that Chief Obafemi Awolowo was a fantastic leader and the president Nigeria never had. Them tell us, say, Yakubu Gowon, Murtala Muhammad were awesome and fantastic leaders, that the war was just an unfortunate thing. Others will tell you how Olusegun Obasanjo was a wonderful head of state, despite Operation Feed the Nation that brought hunger. We were also told that Shehu Shagari was simple and meant well, but only surrounded by bad people. And those bad people's profligacy led to his ouster by General Muhammadu Buhari, who we are told was impeccable and incorruptible until, you know what I mean. Today, IBB is the beautiful bride who feel we should even apologize to him for annulling an election he believed would have led to the disintegration of Nigeria. The one we did so, better pass say we disintegrate than the way we did today now. Maybe we probably would have been better. If Sani Abacha were alive today, he also would have written a book. And these same people will gather to sing his praises. After all, you know, so many youth earnestly asked him to continue in office then. Well, the man continued in office and he died in office. These same politicians, remember they told us that the second coming of Obasanjo was God-sent and divine. But today we know better. They even informed us that Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, you know, were innocent and genuine, you know, just that the opposition lied against them. But I don't want to talk about a transformation agenda. So with what I saw during the book launch, no matter what we call Tinubu today, no matter how the names we call him, you know, tomorrow he might even be described as the best, you know, thing after sliced bread. And even Akpabio, the Senate president, might be eulogized as the best Senate president Nigeria ever had. Yet, Nigeria is rotting away while the leaders and the followers are all sent. Who can spoil Nigeria? I will therefore advocate. When next you think of dying for Nigeria, remember Chief M.K. Abiola and others who died and some who were even incarcerated for the actualization of June 12th election. And how those who caused the death and the beneficiaries of that June 12th are today together celebrating and eulogizing each other. Another reason not to die for Nigeria is because your friends and enemies might just gather to rewrite your history and celebrate your funeral. They might even take your daughter's hand in marriage as a way of showing that they were your most prized friend, and you will not be around to contest or dispute it. So ask yourself, after June 12, 1993 election, all the other elections that we have had, are they different from the one that was annulled? Finally, remember in Nigeria, there are no opposition parties in Nigeria. What you have is a clash of leaders in power against leaders who want power. And they use the ordinary people as pawns. So stay alive to tell your own stories, as others might distort the narrative in your absence. I don't talk my own. And to talk your own, simply follow us on all our social media platforms shown on your screen and share your thoughts. Remember, stay alive. Like I always say, men may die, but ideas don't. Like diamonds, they live forever. Abiola may have died. Those who once celebrated him might today be dining with those who masterminded his death. But his deeds and the memories he left will never be erased from the sand of time. See you next week.